Alright, guys, so welcome to the PFA Music Podcast. This is your host, Pablo Ruiz Vargas. Make sure you listen to the podcast and YouTube Rumble Bichu. You know what to do. Make sure you subscribe. You listen to the podcast in Anchor.fm, which is my hosting place for my podcast. Make sure that you click play, which and share because that really helps the podcast as well. This is episode 133 from the PFA Music Podcast. Be your own hero, or let's say, be the hero of your own movie. I like that one better. Be the hero of your own movie. So basically, a couple days ago, me and my wife, we were watching The Matrix from the start to beginning. And there was a lot of snippets and a lot of places that I felt very compelled and new things, right, or new ideas regarding the concept of the hero. We know the traditional scene where Neo gets the blue pill and he had to choose between the blue pill and the red pill. Of course, he chose the red pill. But now I see the movie into a different lens, more into the hero story. Now, back in the 16, between 14, 15, and 16, right? Century, there was a lot of, a lot of novels, a lot of stories about knights going outside. We know the famous one from Spain, Don Quixote, which Don Quixote was influenced supposedly by knight poetry and novels. And there's something about being a hero, right? And what is a hero's journey? So if we go to Wikipedia, it says that the hero's journey is the common template of story that involves a hero who goes on an adventure, is victorious in a decisive crisis, and comes home changed or transformed. So let's put it this way. So in the Matrix, you have Neo. Neo is living a rather boring life where he just in his apartment. His apartment is all over the place. It's not organized. It looks nasty, disgusting, right? But he knows that his life should not be this. He's just looking for more. Of course, he's a hacker. In the hacker's world, he's known as Neo. The thing is that during that time, uh, the other people from outside the Matrix reach out to him in very clever things, right? So basically, first Morpheus or the people from the Matrix respond to him through the computer with very scripted messages, and they give them some clues. He followed the clues. Then he meet Trinity in the club after he followed the clues. Following what he needed to follow was a white rabbit, which wasn't tattooed into a female. Finds Trinity. Trinity, of course, asking if he just want to see the truth, and he want to meet Morpheus. The Morpheus, of course, we know the famous scene where he just shared the blue pill and the red pill. He take the red pill. Notice how in the beginning everything looks very unknown, and during the process, the information is being given to him that he's the chosen one, and it's hard to him to believe that it is, so he can accept that. Of course, through the movie, he noticed that it's more than he thinks it is. So there's more chaos, and now no more chaos, there's going to be a war in a very short period of time. So because there's a crisis now, he's just engaged in that crisis, and he just accept his responsibility of being the hero, and the hero being going through a crisis and then finishes the crisis and being transformed into the chosen one. Now, why I want to just talk about this? Because I really think that we all have a journey, and a journey that we are the one. We are the one in our journey. And that journey is always in front of us. Those clues are always in front of us. Those little white rabbits are in front of us. Sometimes we don't just want to follow them. Sometimes for just fear, we don't want to follow through. Imagine if Neil said, you know what, I don't trust her, I'm not going to follow her. And just, F this, I don't need this. Then all of a sudden, his hero journey would just end up right there and there. And he would just continue his own boring life until he's dying. Now, the interesting thing is that the journeys of the hero come from a lot of turmoil. And that's when at the end you become someone different, right? You become a better man. Think about when you're going through martial art, you start as a white belt, you go to your black belt, you become a different person. When you're in school, you go through all the struggle, you're doing your master's degree, a doctorate degree, you're going through a lot of theses and dissertations, a lot of programs. You come out as a different person. All these things that just cause struggle. There's a story that needs to be told. And that story, of course, is as a main character yourself. The story of a person that go for nothing to someone is something that needs to be involved in yourself. And those things that you need to be involved in yourself is always cues that are right in your mind. And every time that you procrastinate those thoughts, you're neglecting your hero's journey. Every time that you say no to greater opportunities because of fear, you say no to your hero's journey. Why I say this? Why? Because instead of just focusing on the things, you'd rather just focus on your own journey. And listen, people can take the blue pill. Even though you know your mission in your life, hey, take the blue pill. That's up to you. But a disclaimer for this, that means that you're not going to have your journey. You just stop there, you will stay in the matrix. You have to accept the fact that the life is always going to give you the clues that you need in order for you to make sure you achieve your dreams. And I've been learning that for myself a lot. And sometimes it's hard for me to even comprehend these things. But yeah, and it's very romantic to think about these things, right? Especially when we talk about courage and integrity. Now we're talking about the hero's journey. We have calls in life, and those calls need to be, of course, taken seriously. For the matter of fact that we need some kind of guidance or goals in life to move forward. I think Joe Rogan talked about this as well, and I think in a video that he did in 2016 or 15, "Be the hero of your own movie." And by that time, didn't really. It sounds cliche, right? But what is the main character does in the movie? Of course, he just is nobody, goes to turbulence, and becomes somebody, become different. Why cannot we do that? Why not just be exposed to experience of things that it will be a little bit painful in the beginning, but the result is not so big that you transform yourself into something bigger or different. Exactly. Be the hero of your own movie. And with this, guys, this was episode 133 from the P Alpha Music Podcast. Make sure that you like and subscribe. You listen to the podcast in Anchor.fm or Spotify and all the other platforms. Share the content. I'm gonna really appreciate it. With this, guys, this was your host Pablo Ruiz Vargas. Be the hero.